someday we should just let that play all the way through, all 9 minutes and 42 seconds of it. Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the LPTV Disney Morning News Show. My name, New Year's Resolution, talk slower. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the LPTV Disney Morning News Show for February 14th, 2023. Happy Valentine's Day to one and all. My name is Dewey Mosley. I am the co-founder of Laughing Place, the tech guy at Laughing Place, and the oldest guy at Laughing Place. Hanging out with me over there is the managing editor, Kyle Burbank. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing well.
Great to see you today. A lot to talk about. We spend this time every morning to talk about the past 24 hours or so in the world of Disney, plus look ahead to what's coming up for the day, and always some fun stuff, of which we have a lot today. We have a couple of guests today that are going to be joining us, Becca Burbank to talk some merchandise, and Luke Manning, who's just going to hang out with us for the second half of the show and join in the frivolity. As always, we are live, folks, so we love when you guys participate in the chat, say stuff like, hey, howdy, hey, happy Single Awareness Day, and just ask questions, give comments, and make it more of a interactive group activity. That's when the fun really starts. So let's get started as we do every morning. Kyle, what you think?
I'm going to go with down because there was latest consumer price index shows some more inflation. So I'm going to guess that that's hurting it.
It is slightly down from this time yesterday. Pretty much the same, about 106. Still disappointing. But if the rest of the market is down because of that news, then this means Disney's kind of up, if you look at it that way, right, Kyle?
Sure. It's in line, at least.
Sure. So the stock price is remaining a little flat, still off its huge high after the earnings report and Nelson Peltz is bowing out. And we'll see where it goes from here. And then the second thing we do every day.
So, Doobie, it's Valentine's Day.
It is.
And I love you. So I made a surprise for you.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have thunderstorms in the Midwest, snow in the Northwest, and mixed precip in between, but let's see what's happening in Disney's neck of the woods. Well, it was rainy in Anaheim overnight, but it should be warming to just shy of the 60s with some winds. Out in Florida, Walt Disney World is looking at sunny skies and a high of 77 degrees today. Meanwhile, Castaway Cay isn't rocking the boat with temperatures in the 70s all day and partly cloudy skies. Over in Marne-la-Vallée, Disneyland Paris is enjoying a clear night with crisp air in the 40s. Tomorrow in Tokyo, they're looking at breezy conditions with winds out of the northwest, keeping the real feel in the 30s. And it'll be a similar story out in Shanghai, although it'll be a bit warmer with temperatures in the mid-40s. Finally, lots of sunshine out in Hong Kong tomorrow, where they'll make it up to the mid-60s, with lows just a few degrees cooler. And that's what's happening in the world of Disney weather. Now, back to you in the studio.
You cannot go back.
I can't produce them every day, and plus I had to do it last night, and so the stuff is... Hopefully it's right, but...
You cannot go back. I'm sorry. Everyone, let him know he cannot go back. I love that you can count on me not noticing there's a new video in the video clip section.
I thought about making like a new brand and everything, and then I'm like, he's not going to see.
So we don't deserve Kyle. You're so great. You have made my day, Kyle. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
At least one a week. How about that?
We'll try.
That was our weather.
Now that I have it down, I figured out how to fix a couple of issues with my green screen.
Yeah, just do some deep fake and make a deep fake Kyle. Just type the script that does the rest.
I could do that.
Oh, P-weather guy Kyle, yes.
Can I tell you how proud I was? So like I shot that with just a generic, like I'm just going to look this way and this way. And then I put in the image that we normally use, and I made it just so it filled the screen. And then I looked, I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually almost line up with the stuff.
Okay, well, all the super chats today, all straight to your pocket. Straight to you. You deserve it. All right, let's get started with some actual news. It's so hard to move on from that. That was so awesome. Bob Iger. Kyle, why is Bob Iger on our radar this morning?
He was on an ESPN podcast with Bob Myers. Thank you for having the name there, because I knew it was a Bob, but didn't know his name. So yeah, I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet, or watch it for that matter. But he's on that, so we'll have that story up shortly. And the podcast, it's on all your favorite podcast app, as well as on YouTube if you want the visuals.
And it's a full hour long. You can see building a strong work ethic early in life, not leading from a fear position. So it's about leadership, pressure of Pixar acquisition. So like I said, we haven't watched it. This just came out, but some really interesting stuff that, stuff we understand. So definitely worth listening to. It does start with just an interesting anecdote. We'll play real quick.
In that moment, Bob, are you such a good guy that you look at him and say, are you sure about this?
No. I felt it. No. At that point, I'm praying that those emotions that are coursing through his veins do not cause him to stand up, put the pen down, stand up, and walk out.
And I'm anxious to see what they were talking about there. That's a great.
I'm going to guess Lucas.
That was my guess too, but it's still a
just
great.
Because that's the one that's most associated with a singular person.
Like Justin, Bob Myers' name Bob. Maybe he's next in line for
I
Disney.
thought the same thing.
And
that is the rule.
So
Shane
again,
McCarthy is going to change her name to Bob.
You can find that on all your favorite podcasts, as well as on YouTube, and we'll soon have an article pointing you all the various ways you can find it up on Laughing Place. Yesterday, Kyle, one of your absolute favorite entertainers got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Am I correct?
Yeah, Jon Favreau. I've been a fan of his for a long time. Movies like Swingers, I think of him in. Obviously, he directed the first Iron Man, well, the second Iron Man for that matter, but the first Iron Man. And he's partially the architect of the MCU for that reason. Got things kicked off. Obviously, he's a Disney legend now. I called that a while ago as he started to do more and more work with the company. And got a star on the Walk of Fame yesterday. I think RDJ was there to help induct him, and his star, as it's probably paid for by Disney. That's usually how these things go. And with Mandalorian season 3, it looks like he's right by the El Capitan, so that would make a lot of sense. So.
And we'll just watch a few seconds. Has he started his speech here?
Let's hear it for our newest Walk of Famer, Jon Favreau.
Thank you. I pride myself on understanding what the audience wants, and so I'll make this a very.
I won't end it there. So, but you can watch the whole speech on the Walk of Fame. They have an official YouTube channel, so the whole ceremony is about 37 minutes long. Please go enjoy it today. Congratulations to Jon Favreau. And as far as we know, you know how each of the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it has an icon for what they're receiving it for. There's TV, movies. What else is there?
Music.
In theater. We assume he got it for movies. I know when I cast my vote, I wanted him to get it for his role in Friends. What was his character name again, Kyle?
Pete Becker.
Pete
Going
Becker.
for the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Yeah, he will always be Pete Becker to me, chasing Monica. But apparently he went on to do even bigger and better things. Congratulations to Jon Favreau.
He had FaceTime like decades before the rest of us.
He did. I remember that now. Yeah, on Friends. All right, next up, Run Disney. The Disneyland Half Marathon went on sale this morning. Did you get your tickets, Kyle? I know you're a Run Disney guy.
No, we're holding out until Disneyland brings back the Marvel races.
So the one on sale this morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, and you will not be shocked to hear that the process did not go 100% smoothly for everyone, and the tickets are sold out. So that's good that they sold out. People still want to do Run Disney events. They sold out pretty quickly, but obviously people have had a lot of tech issues. It happens often with events like this. I don't know if it's just Disney or any major ticketing thing, but there were issues. People are unhappy, but at the end of the day,
Well, the way they do it's kind of annoying because I've had it where you have the stuff in your cart, you go to check out, it actually puts a hold on your card and then tells you it's sold out. You're like, it's kind of like the Jerry Seinfeld thing. You know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold the reservation. Anyway,
perfect analogy. So Run Disney. If you didn't get your tickets this morning for the Disneyland Half Marathon, you are probably not going to participate. But if you were on Twitter this morning following it, it was kind of fun. Let's see. Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was yesterday. No, it wasn't. The Super Bowl was Sunday. And
that's kind of why they call it that.
Pat Mahomes, the MVP quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, managed to win. Yesterday morning, we talked about how he was going to be at Disneyland yesterday, and he was. Our own Mike Celestino was there to grab this awesome video. What a wonderful tradition. The MVP going down Main Street. I love this so much. Have you ever seen one of these in person, Kyle?
I have. I saw Peyton Manning after the Broncos win. I think it was 2016. Not because I was a Broncos fan or a Peyton Manning fan per se, but was covering it for Laughing Place. So yeah, I was there for that. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but then Mahomes, after doing all his press at Disneyland, hopped in probably a limo and went up to Jimmy Kimmel Live in Hollywood. Probably just missed John Favreau.
I know. That's funny. And here's a picture of him and his family, beautiful family at Disneyland. And he really seemed to have a good time. I've been to a few of these. Sometimes the guys there seem like they are doing their job. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes the people really seem to be getting into it and enjoying it. And he seemed to be having a good time. So, congratulations to him. I don't like him because he is so perfect. Look at this guy. He's got the perfect life. He's a great quarterback. He's a really nice guy. Everybody loves him. Therefore, I can't stand him. I was rooting hard against him.
Can you show the video again? Just a still of it? Because I play a game now. This happens a lot, especially last time I was in Anaheim. But start counting how many people you see who are clearly trying to be Pat Mahomes between the hair and the glasses that he's wearing. It's so many. It's a fashion trend I don't understand per se. That's the gravelly per se in the past couple minutes.
The gravelly voice is an important part too. He's got an interesting voice, all a part of his charm and all a part of why he's got too much. He does not need to be liked.
Kadarius Tony says that Andy Reid does a really good Pat Mahomes impression. So hopefully we'll get to hear that sometime.
They don't sound that different. Another typo yesterday while filming. Yeah, there was a typo at the entrance tunnel. It didn't last long. I think they spelled Main Street with only one E, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Main Street.
So it's sad. These little things happen all the time, but because of the big ones now, everyone is just waiting for the next one to drop.
Should I explain our conspiracy theory?
Yes, you should.
So Doobie and I think that Disney is actually employing AI to make these signs, and the humans are bitter about this. And so they realize that these typos are happening, but they put them out anyway to undermine the AI. So
I don't think, because you shared an article with me yesterday that showed the AI is having issues, right?
Yeah, you ask, it was a screenshot. Someone asked ChatGPT or whatever, who won the Super Bowl? And it just BS's. It's like some of the stuff is right. Some of it's like a mix of different information. It's like, oh yeah, the Eagles they played at SoFi and the Eagles beat the Chiefs and by a score that's not the score.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Mike Mack asked a great question. Did he give him the Patrick price to get to the park? Well done, Mac. Well done. Well done. Oh, ouch. The spell check was one of the folks laid off. The layoffs haven't even begun yet.
And they're probably not affecting the parks department, just the PEP, the P in PEP.
I meant to show this tweet. This was from the Avedo Mall. Avedo is a mall. Avedo is a city in Orlando. Sorry, I meant to show this tweet with the Run Disney thing. The Avedo Mall tweets, if you couldn't register for Run Disney today, don't fret. Sign up for the Avedo Mall Challenge, where we dress the interns in off-brand character costumes and they chase you around the parking lot. More high applause to corporate social media. They are hilarious right up until the moment they cross the line and they're not. And then that's even more hilarious to watch all the time. Next up.
We were building cities within cities. How many cities are in this city?
It is a city in the city. If you've been
is it a neighborhood? Is it a suburb of Orlando? Is this what you're trying to say?
I think it's it's a city in the Orlando metropolitan area, but not in Orlando. That may be. So a Central Florida city, but it might not be. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a coal development for all I know.
Oviedo, Florida, city in Seminole County. It's not even in the same.
Not even in Orange County. How big is it?
Population 39,559.
Pretty small. Not that small though. 39,000. I used to work out there. It's because it's north, right? North of Orlando.
Sure.
Yeah, I used to drive like an hour. Rebecca and I would drive an hour to the gym like 3 times a week, just because that's where our trainer was, and we really liked her. All right.
It's northeast of Orlando.
Sorry about that. Just looking. Quantum mean. I'm not sure why Benj told you that.
Oh.
Did you get it too?
No, but I forgot to publish this thing.
Oh. Don't forget to publish this thing. Sorry about
Thanks.
that. All right. Yes,
many
things going on at once here. Oh, we have a question. We'd love to get questions, so we'll answer this one. Your predictions for Avatar at Disneyland: ride, land, cheap pop-up exhibit, etc. Kyle's a little busy. I'll go first. I predict they are going to do something pretty cool. Not like the whole Pandora like they did in Florida, but I think this is going to be more than some sort of a pop-up exhibit. I think something on the scale of, not necessarily this, but something on the scale of replacing the submarines with an Avatar area. That size was a pretty good attraction, a pretty sizable attraction. That's my bold prediction. You have any thoughts, Kyle?
I like it. I hope they. I don't like the C's with Nemo, the subs. So I'm ready to see the subs go. I did see. What was the prediction that I saw that I was like, the Rivers of America, like the Tom Sawyer Island. I was like, that's actually could be fun, but I don't know what it would mean for Fantasmic, that view.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be pretty cool to like venture over, like do some whole story about why you're crossing a little boat thing and then have the island be Pandora. That'd be pretty fun.
That would be fun. I feel like the island's not that big, but neither's the submarine looking. All right, a couple more things, and then we're going to bring on our guest, Becca Burbank. Toontown has revealed their, get ready, CosTOONs. You get it, Kyle? You get it?
Oh, seriously? Sorry, I accidentally didn't actually publish the thing.
Okay. Kyle's trying to publish an article right now that we had to wait and publish, so he's working on it. So these CosTOONs have arrived at Toontown. In fact, Becca, are you ready? Can I give you a thumbs up? Can you give me a thumbs up? We're going to bring on Becca Burbank right now. I was going to ask you about this later, but I'll ask you now. You are our resident fashion reporter when it's available. So what do you think of the new costumes in Toontown?
I think they're cute. I like the colors. I'm excited to actually get back to California at some point and check this all out myself. I think it's good.
These are kind of mix and match. You don't have to, it's not head to toe one costume. You can like pick different parts and, as they say, show your own personality. Do you like that idea?
Yes, I do. For this, it works. There's some areas where I think it's good that Disney keeps to a very much stricter costume guidelines. But I think with this is fun. It's like with kids, they're gonna mix and match clothes. This is the Toontown area where kids are gonna be. I think that's just fun.
It looks kind of I don't know. When I look at this, I think Pippi Longstocking. Is that just me?
I haven't. It's been a long time since I've seen Pippi Longstocking.
How about
maybe a little
Punky
bit.
Brewster? Punky Brewster?
Yeah, a little bit, but that's part of the fun of it, right? Like they have their own personal styles, and they're a little out there, but just having fun.
Becca is our merchandise queen here at Laughing Place. So we brought her on to talk about some of the merchandise stuff going on. But I would be remiss if I did not tell you, happy birthday week to you, Rebecca.
Thank you, and happy Valentine's Day. And I think I missed your birthday last week, right?
It was last week. No one cares.
So many. There we go. February birthdays. Yay!
It's a great month, and happy birthday to Marshall today, a member of our team, Marshall 90214. I love your ears today, and I'm trying to see what exactly are you sporting your top there.
It's the Primark stuff that they sent us. So it's just an oversized, very comfy sweatshirt that has classic Disney characters. And then, of course, Oswald ears, because the Oswald collection arrived today.
Well, why don't we start with that? The Oswald collection arrived today.
Yes, it did. Over on Shop Disney. We've been waiting for this. This is the Disney 100, their ongoing collections throughout the year. And so today we got Oswald, which is very exciting. I don't love that shirt, but I do like a lot of the stuff that they've released. And I love that Oswald gets some time in the spotlight.
Yes, for sure. Are these the ears? Not quite.
There's the ears, and then there's the way I structure my articles is not good for this. There we go.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Harold and the Purple Crayon.
So there's some fun sweatshirts and long sleeve tops for adults. We've got the button ups. There's nothing for kids, at least not that I saw, but that could be coming later.
Oh, that's for women. I want shorts for men.
I know, right? We've got apparel and collectibles, and this is kind of the catch-all article right here that has a little bit of everything. And then we also have an article about both the collectibles and the apparel. So if you want to just zone in on one, that's all up on Laughing Place.
Becca, here's a blue mug for you. My wife only buys blue mugs for some reason, so.
Yes, I thought there was a rule that she wasn't allowed to buy blue mugs anymore because there's so many. So we found something that had like a different shade. We're like, I think this counts, or the inside was blue. It was like we can make that count.
Rules are made to be broken. Cool.
I love this. It's so cute.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Or Tinsia. Oh, that's so cute. The banjo.
Yeah.
What is this, a towel?
There's a throw, and then there's also a scarf. So you can have a little bit of Oswald as an accessory.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you can find that on Laughing Place right now, this article on this, and we'll have more coming. And as always, if you purchase, this is on Shop Disney, if you purchase from Shop Disney after coming to our website, we get a little referral fee. Thank you very much for that. It doesn't cost you anything more. Commission. We get a little commission. You were correct. It is a commission. Affiliate fee? You don't like that either. You don't like the word fee. That's right.
I don't like the word fee.
All right. We get a commission. It doesn't cost you anything more, but it helps us do all that we do here. So we always appreciate that. The main reason we bring Rebecca on, I keep calling you Rebecca. So weird.
It is. Well,
I know it's your name, but it's not.
You can call me R.E.B. My dad calls me R.E.B. for the first 3 letters of Rebecca. So there you go.
All right. The other reason we bring Rebecca, we bring Rebecca on Tuesday.
Shut up for this.
Wait. There we go.
To talk about Pintastic Tuesday. So what do we got today?
We're still working on the posts, but we do have some new Star Wars designs. We have Oswald, and we have the Planet of the Apes, the D23 exclusive, D23 Gold Member exclusive. The Planet of the Apes there. I'm not at all familiar with that property, but I know they've made so many movies, and it's now part of the Disney family. So
that's a weird thought, that Planet of the Apes is a part of the Disney family.
Well, it's just like with I can't think of her name right now. Anastasia. You know, everybody thought she was Disney princess, and now she technically is.
I don't think people are going around thinking, "Oh, Planet of the Apes. That's a Disney property, right?" But it's not there.
Well, I would love to see more Firefly stuff. You know, that's the science fiction nerd love that I have. Would love to have more of that.
Are you a Nathan Fillion guy?
Yeah. Yes. Guy, gal. Yeah.
My wife loves Nathan Fillion. So we watch all his shows. She's watched Firefly, Castle, The Rookie. If he's on it, we watch it. And I don't mind. He's a very lovable guy.
Yes.
Right, what else do we have coming new for Pintastic Tuesdays here?
I like this Star Wars this mystery thing. So they're emphasizing Empire Strikes Back with some Hoth designs. So you get mystery 2-pack. You never know which one you're going to get, and looks like we've got a couple different series to collect there. So
I don't understand purchasing something where you don't know what you're going to get. Is that just me?
I mean, there's some fun to it if you're not particularly set on any one thing, but otherwise you're like, yeah, you gotta. It becomes stressful. You're like, hopefully this will be the one.
This Bianca and Bernard pin is so cute.
Yes. So this was last week, and last week was so busy that we didn't have a chance to talk Pintastic Tuesday. But they brought in this. It's this food D's, like the capital D. So I think it's just Disney characters enjoying food in various settings. There's an Alice in Wonderland one from a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it's cool to see rescuers. Actually, I guess this is Rescuers Down Under. It's cool to see them getting some attention. And they brought more of the Disney 100 character pins too. We got 8 more of those. So
if you had to buy this by the row, like buy a whole row at one time, this is the row I would buy because all 4 of these are pretty cool.
I think you're right. Yes. Maybe the top row this week with the Oswald stuff though, right?
There's finally ANSA, which is like a NASA take, but it's good. It's good. You're right. Never contradict the guest. I'm sorry. Let's see. And then 1920 decades. What's going on with that?
Yes, that will be coming February 20th. This is going to be a 10 release series or something. I'm saying this wrong. It's a continuity line, but yeah, we're going to start in the 1920s with Steamboat Willie. It's not clear if they'll be focusing solely on one property, but that's kind of how they've sold this to us. Like, hey, this is what we're focusing on. But yeah, so cute. They keep teasing little elements of it. I really love that Loungefly backpack that looks like the film reel. And Minnie, I'm glad she's featured as well because that was her debut with Steamboat Willie.
With that decades line, like you were saying, like this one's obviously just focused on Steamboat Willie, but some of the other ones, like they have like a little video. And if you go by that, then 2010s is going to be represented by Toy Story 4. And that seems weird to just focus on that, but we'll see what happens there. I also want to give Becca credit. She was my director and camera assistant for my weather report this morning.
Yeah,
and apparently gave you lessons too. I've seen her on camera. She's really good.
No, that was fun having him.
I want him to do it daily now. It's a requirement.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, we shouldn't do this because Doobie's gonna love it, and then he's gonna want it every single day.
Before we let you go, as he said, happy Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is today. You're a Marvel fan, right?
Yes, I am.
I want to ask you your favorite romantic moment in the MCU, or one of your favorite romantic moments in the MCU.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, let's just be really cheesy and go with the very end of Endgame, where Steve and Peggy get to be together. It's just it's sweet. It's a nice all this time they've loved each other and finally they get to be together. So
that was a great one. I thought I really thought you were going to go with the WandaVision thing. So
that was the first thing that popped into my head, and I'm like, okay, take a moment here and think through the MCU.
You exceeded expectations.
Did you see the Flash trailer?
The Flash trailer?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Doobie, did you?
It was on the TV, yeah.
Yeah, so he wants to stay in the certain universe because his mom is there, and it reminded me of Wanda trying to get her kids in every other universe. It's kind of like the opposite of that.
Very interesting.
Very cool.
Yay,
Not a
for
Disney movie. Not a Disney movie. All right, well, thanks for joining us, Becca. I know you were very busy today with many merchandise articles. So
when he's making out with Peggy's niece.
I'll let you get back to work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys.
Cool. One other quick merchandise item we just wanted to tease a little bit, Kyle. I'll let you do that.
Yeah, so Roosevelt's is coming out with their Disney 100 collection, or at least the first of them, we hope, today at 4 p.m. Eastern. So just in time for them to talk about it on Barely Necessities later. They did share this image. Usually they do have more than one design that drops at a time, so this is probably one of a few, but we'll see. But yeah, I really like this. We like this actually. Roosevelt's beanie, but their shirts, they got that interesting like flex to them, and their button ups. I have a few of them. I enjoy them. They're really great for traveling because I can throw them in my bag and they don't get wrinkly. So if you're lazy like me, then Roosevelt's is a good way to go. So we'll be looking forward to that later today.
And I'm glad you mentioned Barely Necessities because I forgot to do that with Becca. She, along with my wife, Rebecca, hosts Barely Necessities, the Disney merchandise show, which will be today at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So these will have released. I'm sure they'll be talking about these as well as everything we just talked about and so much more in the world of Disney merchandise. It is now time for us to bring on our second guest of the day. His name is... I know his name, but he needs an introduction. Do you have a title yet with us, Luke? The Doctor Who guy.
I don't know if I actually have a title or not, but I saw that on there and I'm like, I'm going to just write down Doctor Who guy.
That works very well. I like that we're getting more in there. Along with the Sam and Bucky, we Gamora and Quill listening to the Walkman is what popped into my head. That's a good one.
Speaking of head, you get cut off when we do that.
What?
Your head gets cut off by the graphic when you put comments up.
Oh, good point.
I can't believe it. I'm on a Disney live stream.
All right. You know what, guys? I will be right back. So go on without me. Just talk amongst yourself. Literally 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me see what he has on the agenda so we could talk about that. Let me get my document up. Do you know of any? Well, you've posted Disney news this morning. What do you think is on top of your mind?
So there's this one thing going on at the moment, and this is something that I typically am not I'm not a sports guy by any means, but this is kind of interesting. They're doing the Disney, ESPN, and the National Hockey League, so the NHL, have teamed up to do a first of its kind volumetric animation presentation where the cast of Big City Greens, which is a Disney Channel show, are going to kind of comment on the game and be added to it using this volumetric animation process.
So kind of like the Nickelodeon streams that they've done for football.
Yes, that sounds
broadcast,
familiar.
I should say.
Yeah,
where they have they have Patrick Starr doing live commentary on Russell Wilson fumbling and stuff like that.
Again, if there's anybody on this team that knows anything about sports, it's not me. So I don't. But this is still kind of an interesting idea.
And I know Tony's a big fan of Big City Green, so he might actually watch this a month away. So it's on the 14th of March, Pi Day, Washington Capitals versus the New York Rangers. And yeah, kind of like what we were saying with Nickelodeon, this is going to be on Disney Channel, Disney Plus, Disney XD, and ESPN Plus. So truly spanning all the Disney properties there and getting kids interested in hockey potentially.
Yeah, it's a nice cross promotional thing that kind of works on all of those platforms.
I'm glad it's gonna be. I wonder. It says it's going to be on Disney Plus. Does it say whether it's going to be on demand after the game? Do they have the rights to do that?
I don't believe it said either way whether it will.
Because I could see that being a tricky thing, but I would like to watch it and not have to make an appointment viewing. But if I have to, I guess I will.
All I've seen is that ESPN Plus, Disney Channel, Disney XD, and Disney Plus will present the live animated telecast, while the main telecast will be available on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What else we got going on? Let me take a look at our. Okay,
I'm back. If you care, I'm back.
We were talking about a story that wasn't on the list.
I know. I'm like, what are these dudes talking about? I had to just listen.
It just popped up. It's new.
Speaking of it just popped up, this is kind of a biggie. So Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania embargo has lifted. We've got our review up on Laughing Place right now by our own Big Cheese Benji Breitbart. And I'm trying to check out Rotten Tomatoes to see how it's going. And I thought I had it. They show a percentage. It's funny. They show a percentage of 63%. Let me show this right there. But then when you actually click on it, it shows it only has one review. So I'm guessing this is just how things work when an embargo lifts and they're in the process of getting everything updated. I'm really anxious to see what the masses think of.
I'm anxious to see how one review can be a 63. This must be a very detailed reviewer.
And now I'm curious as to what the first two Ant-Man movies.
Well, that's a great question. I know someone out there can probably help us out and let us know what the first two were. Metacritic, which is at this point based on 32 reviews, I'm sure many more will be coming in, has it currently at a 53, which is not stellar. So we'll definitely check back in later in the show, see if some of these sites have been updated more and see if there's a zeitgeist out there about the quality of Ant-Man. But our guy liked it, and ultimately he's the one that matters because he has great taste. He gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars.
The original Ant-Man has 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Ant-Man and the Wasp has 87%.
Wow. So they took a ride on the drowning anthill.
Wow.
A little too much.
Spoiler alert.
All right, we're going to check back on that again later. See if those sites get updated because the embargo just lifted at 9 a.m. today Pacific time. So I wonder how those aggregators work. Do they get them on beforehand and are they trusted to handle the embargo, or does everyone wait before they submit? Now I'm curious. Over at the Grand Californian, you ever been there, Luke?
Oh, plenty of times.
Yeah, that's your normal. You stay there every couple of weeks just to.
If I could, I would. I've stayed there a few times actually. More times than, now that I think about it, more times than I think I would have. But yeah.
Large. Mike Celestino was in the parks yesterday and got over there. They have a cool Disney 100 display featuring the Fab Five made out of confectionery. Really cool. So, unfortunately, we talked to Mike on Parks Talk Live yesterday before he had a chance to go over there, so we didn't get to talk about this. So happy to show you some pictures today. You'll see this on our laughingplace.com website. I love what they're doing with the Grand Californian there.
You forgot to say part of the Go Network.
Not yet. Crossing my fingers, ready for an acquisition. Ooh, and there's hidden Mickeys in there. So can you find the 5 hidden Mickeys? And then also at the Disneyland Resort yesterday, Mike Celestino said his personal goodbyes to one of Luke's absolute favorite restaurants, the French Market.
I do like the French Market, so that assumption was an accurate one.
That's just his transition when he's trying to buy time. He just says, "Oh, this is so-and-so's favorite."
Well, why are you a big fan, Luke?
You could have just said Mike Celestino's favorite,
which is true.
It's true. I think it's got some of the best food as far as counter service goes in the park. So, I mean, if you compare French Market to, say, Hungry Bear or Tomorrowland
Hungry Bear
Terrace.
just watching,
getting around, watching some news.
But the French. I mean, you can get a full rotisserie chicken there. You can get a good steak au jus sandwich. So they have a lot of good options there, and of course the mint julep bar is right there too. Are they going to have the mint julep bar closed while this gets redone?
Yeah. So the reason
are they going to put it anywhere else?
The reason this is Mike's last visit is the French Market final day of operation is Thursday, and then it, along with the mint julep bar, will be closing as they begin construction on Tiana's Palace. restaurant themed Princess and the Frog. We do know the Mint Julep Bar will be returning when Tiana's Palace opens. I have not heard that it's going to have a temporary location, so we may have to go without our mint juleps for a while, but it will be returning. Fret not. You are a fan, Luke, of the mint julep?
I guess you could always go to Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen Express, kind of, depending on if it's open. They do have mint juleps there, but it's not the same. Those taste a little bit more medicinal.
From what I've heard, the mint juleps as served at Disneyland have like nothing in common with an actual mint julep.
I think an actual mint julep typically has alcohol in it, right?
Yes, it does. But also, it's not green. It's like clear and anyway. That's what I've heard.
It has real mint and not syrup.
I think that's really what it is, because I think if you compare the one at Disneyland to the one at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, the Jazz Kitchen one is very syrupy and very green, but the one at Ralph, or the one in New Orleans Square is very natural tasting, and they always do like nice. I remember getting a strawberry mint julep once, and that was really nice.
Well, Gio has reminded us that there were bottomless mint juleps at the Blue Bayou, so fret not. You can still. Oh, and Cafe Orleans has served mint juleps, so
yeah,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So what interested me about this tweet is I did not know people had such French market love. I love eating the bread bowls with clam chowder. R.I.P. French Market. You gave me a great reason to have tea. Please just keep the bread bowls. There was one more. And
other places, don't they? Didn't they have one like?
Yeah, but
there's like another window in the Harbor Galley.
I feel like this is the kind of place where a lot of people have their first bread bowl, myself included. I am almost certain I had my very first bread bowl at the French Market. Went back in the day. One other person says rebranding Splash Mountain didn't bother me at all. This, on the other hand, upsets me greatly. People love their French markets.
They don't call them Old Palm or something like that.
I don't think it's going to be that different. I think it's just going to be a real cosmetic change. I don't think the menu will be too different, because it kind of feeds into those New Orleans staples anyway, and that's exactly what Tiana's Palace will do. So I think people don't have too much to be worried about with this one, personally.
Well, this is the second time in a row that you've said some really intelligent stuff regarding food at the parks. And I think Mike Mack right now is starting to feel some heat and wondering if his VP-ness might be in jeopardy. I can't believe I did it again.
The good thing is I'm a really picky eater, so I don't think I could possibly try as many things as he does.
Are you a picky eater? Okay, well that does work. Yeah. Do you like
he doesn't like cheese, Doobie. Doesn't like cheese.
Dead to me.
It's okay on pizza, or it's. I wouldn't say it's okay. I would say it's tolerable on pizza.
I don't know anyone in the world that doesn't like cheese.
Except for vegans. Even vegans like it; they just don't eat it.
Right? Yeah. No, we like
it. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
I feel like I'm watching TikTok in bed. Do you like this? Do you like this?
No.
I know you're British, so beans on toast.
Yeah, beans. I'm iffy on. Depends on the flavor.
I can't believe you don't like beans. Wow. Over at Disney Springs, we go with Disneyland. Yes, over at Disney Springs. These are cool. They have places at Disney Springs where you can get backdrops, and they've decided to add year-round rotating backdrops. They said, "Am I getting this story right, Kyle or Luke?"
As far as I understand it, I did look up to see if this was actually a new thing. They say it is. I guess there's a portrait studio at Disney Springs where you, instead of going to JCPenney, I guess, and doing like the plain background thing, which is what they had, and now they're going to have some different ones, including a Valentine's one.
Luke wrote this article.
Yeah, so they're going to have like physical, as opposed to having the digital backdrops, which they still do offer. They're going to have rotating themed backdrops. So the one that they currently have, if you scroll down a little, you can see it a little better, is the Valentine's Day one. And that will switch out as the as the holidays go around.
It says, this is love, but my stupid brain originally read it as, this is so love. And I was like, that's stupid. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm stupid.
For those of you who don't know where this is, it's actually located right next to, in the same building as the Marketplace Co-op. So it's between that and the Rebus Brothers.
Such very pretty pictures here. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if Rebecca's still there. I think we did ours at the Magic Kingdom way back in the day in '97, but we may have done one here too. I'm not sure. And I've been trying to think that all morning, so hopefully Rebecca can help me with that.
So are these physical backdrops, or do they just put you in front of a green screen and they can drop anything behind you?
Yeah, I think it's just a green screen.
Oh, it was Downtown Disney back in the day. Thank you, Rebecca. I wish I had found that picture. Did you guys talk about Shanghai Disney while I was gone?
No, we did not. We talked about hockey.
Well, you can talk about Shanghai now.
So yeah, Shanghai made a deal with Samsung, and they're going to be promoting their new Galaxy S23, I think is what it is. It's all just a bunch of fluff mostly, but I thought this was interesting because of how much in the domestic parks they use iPhones and iPads and all of that.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was kind of funny that over there. And also Samsung, I'm pretty sure, is a Korean company. It'd be like Huawei. It's not like it's Huawei or something. Could be wrong on that, but I think Samsung is Korean or Japanese for that matter, but not Chinese. So anyway, just thought that was interesting that it sounds like they shot a film using the S23 that will be screening in different areas, and then there'll be like a pop-up thing at Disney Town where guests can go and check out the phone and take pictures, and I think even create videos and send them in as part, like their memories and stuff like that. 200 megapixels. That's crazy.
My first digital camera was a Mavica with a 640K disc on it.
Samsung is South Korean. I was correct.
Yes, it is South Korean. Oh man, she's quick. All right.
Who's quick?
My wife.
Oh.
Sorry, you don't have to wait for me, but
okay.
But you can. All right, now you can. Might as well. This is our picture at Downtown Disney back in the day. I don't think this was our honeymoon. I think this was a trip a couple of years later. But yeah.
Of course, you're the closest to Snow White. And she's Cinderella. It all just makes sense.
So, and this wasn't green screen or backdrop. This is actually, the princesses are actually there with you taking this picture.
It is like pouring.
Didn't
have that in my weather report.
Did you see the weather report, Luke?
I did see the weather report. Kyle kind of teed me into the idea that would be happening. And
I didn't tell him what it was. I was just asking if you wanted to see it ahead of time, because I don't know if people have a chance to actually watch these. So I want to make sure that they.
We're like an hour into the show almost. Weather on the top and bottom of the hour.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have thunderstorms in the Midwest, snow in the Northwest, and mixed precip in between, but let's see what's happening in Disney's neck of the woods. Well, it was rainy in Anaheim overnight, but it should be warming to just shy of the 60s with some winds. Out in Florida, Walt Disney World is looking at sunny skies and a high of 77 degrees today. Meanwhile, Castaway Cay isn't rocking the boat with temperatures in the 70s all day and partly cloudy skies. Over in Marne-la-Vallée, Disneyland Paris is enjoying a clear night with crisp air in the 40s. Tomorrow in Tokyo, they're looking at breezy conditions with winds out of the northwest, keeping the real feel in the 30s. And it'll be a similar story out in Shanghai, although it'll be a bit warmer with temperatures in the mid-40s. Finally, lots of sunshine out in Hong Kong tomorrow, where they'll make it up to the mid-60s, with lows just a few degrees cooler. And that's what's happening in the world of Disney weather. Now back to you in the studio.
Beautiful. Truly beautiful.
I just love the idea of Becca directing this. No, do it again.
She also wrangled Rigby. You can probably hear some footprints in there somewhere.
You need to put Rigby in there somehow. Academy Award Emmy Talk winner Nikki B said she loved the energy. She would know. She would. And my wife points out that in my hand, you can kind of see it there. Right down there, I've got some of those Mavica discs right there. That each one of those holds like one corner of a picture that would be taken today. Oh, and now Regina's corpse.
She's gonna go chase the ball. It's sports.
If we
What
put
year
Rigby on
was
this
that?
show, this would have
Who
been.
was that photo taken?
I think 99 is when we went back and did a whirlwind Christmas trip. I believe it was 1999. My wife might correct me. Maybe
Should
2000.
we play Guess How Old Luke was in 1999?
Really, Luke? Really?
I know the answer.
How old are you, Luke?
How old am I right now? 28.
28. You know, I was 28 once, and I used to laugh.
I
You'll
was
get there. Don't worry.
5.
You'll get there. All right, let's get to the fun part of our show. Luke, do you know what pocket picks are?
I do.
Why don't you tell the people?
Was not prepared to describe it. Doobie scrolls through TikTok and Twitter and some other things and just decides to share some random things with you. The things that he finds and sticks in his pocket and figures out. I know this was not a very good explanation of it.
Do you know why we do a poll, Gideon?
Mike, he's being funny. Mike Mack is trying to get fired today, making his goal to get fired today. When Doobie was 28, he was at the opening of Magic Kingdom. It was Christmas 2000. Thank you, Rebecca. So you weren't that young. You were a year older.
He could have said Disneyland, so.
Our first pocket pick. So I'm pretty sure this is from Sean O'Rourke 980, and my understanding is this is just something an amateur did, which is scary amazing.
That's actual archival footage of me at that age, because Lucasfilm is all this bank of stuff to be able to pick through. I don't even know how they do this. Artificial intelligence, it pretty works.
So that is a DH Harrison Ford, DH by some schmo doing an
Playback's
amazing
not
job.
very strong today, unfortunately.
Oh no! Did you not get to see it?
We saw it. It's just kind of choppy.
Yeah.
See if it's any better. No, my signal's no good. That's frustrating.
That's actual archival footage of me at that age, because Lucasfilm is all this bank of stuff to be able to pick through. I don't even know how they do this. Artificial intelligence, it pretty works.
That's pretty
No
bad.
better? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. This one comes to me from a former LP employee, Mike Mack. Check this one out. From Lewis Official.
DISNEYSPRINGS. Downtown Disney.
The flee through.
Surely I'm not the only one that still calls it that.
My brother is definitely one of those people that still calls it Downtown Disney. I call it Disney Springs because that makes it easier to differentiate it between Disneyland's Downtown Disney. Then I don't have to say Disneyland Downtown Disney.
The Downtown Disney District.
At the Disneyland
Right.
Resort.
And then the other thing I did is I wanted to see how the various parts of the company were celebrating Valentine's Day. Everyone has their various Valentine's Day tweets and Instas and stuff. So our British friends call it the Disney Village. Yes, they are. They go way back. Cool people just call it Springs.
Oh, I thought they called it Disney Village because that's what it is in Paris. And so if they're going to that park more often.
That might be why. No, but it was originally the Disney Village Marketplace. So probably the two of those things combined. So
Kyle,
Mac
please
is-
say the name of the one at Tokyo so I don't butcher it.
I don't know either. I think it's Expiari. That's how I always
Okay,
say it.
that's what I was going to say too. So
That's what I always say. Mike Mack is very familiar with Springs because it is the location of his only job. So this is another one for you. So this is a Valentine's Day Instagram from Disney Parks, I believe.
Walt Disney World.
When your sweetheart's near, what would you say?
When I'm with you, I can almost feel my pulse.
You really float my boat, which is great because I already sank 3 this morning.
When I'm with you, my baggage is stowed, and my heart is soaring.
Happy Valentine's Day!
He doesn't work at Soren.
They had me fooled until now.
Everything. So you could tell that, they're not real cast members. Well, I guess they could be cast members, but they're not in those positions. They work for their AGFA. Is that what it is?
Which is interesting because they have to go and find those costumes. They have to check them out. Wouldn't it be easier just to go to the location?
Yeah, you don't trust. You can't find a cast member to deliver those lines.
Yeah.
Maybe they had to be union for whatever reason.
It always comes down to that, I think.
But yeah, that guy at the end, I think his name is Mark. He does a lot of Run Disney races, and he does the safety video in the real world for Star Wars.
Like Quick Star Cruiser. Yeah, he also hosts a lot of their used to host a lot of their live streams, and he has a TikTok. I run across it often. I've yet to have one that lived up to the pocket pick threshold, but I'm sure we will at some point. What do you laugh, Luke? It's a high threshold.
I thought it was a nice.
This is the Valentine's Day greeting from Disney Cruise Lines, the single best part of Disney.
Aww. I mean, you could.
I don't get it. You're the K to my heart.
Yeah, every kiss begins with K. Maybe that's what they're going.
So, controversially, I just got off my first cruise on the Disney Wish.
Wait, controversially, you just got off your first cruise on the Disney Wish?
Yes, I will get into the controversial part because I wasn't a fan of a lot of it. And I think it's a lot of the same things that have been, a lot of the same criticisms that have been levied around, and that just the layout of it is kind of counterproductive.
Can we get your Disney cruising background?
One cruise. Yeah, okay. I've only been on the Disney Fantasy prior to this, and that was about 4 months ago. But everything just seemed, especially in the restaurants, when we ate in 1923, which is the kind of more upscale restaurant. Yeah, no, I'm surprised I'm kicking still. It was very cramped. It was a very cramped experience, and I don't remember any of the restaurants on the Fantasy being so cramped. Like, we had our waiters kind of shimmying their way between the table throughout the whole meal, and it wasn't just our waiters; it was everyone walking around. So I wasn't too, and the placement of some things was kind of weird, and it might be kind of a little finicky, but I think I preferred the Fantasy over the Wish in general. But I loved Arendelle and Worlds of Marble. Those were both 2 great experiences.
Very interesting, Luke. I did not know you just got back from the Wish. We are taking our first cruise on the Wish in just under 2 weeks.
I did know that.
And we have been on numerous cruises on the other 4 ships, and very excited to compare.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's very well done. The lobby is fantastic, but there's some weird layout choices,
which is kind of what I've heard. I'm really looking forward to doing that, and my wife and I definitely plan on, when we get back, doing an extensive recap show or 4, however long it takes, to talk about our experience on the cruise. And hopefully Luke can join us. Just was talking about this for our post-cruise discussion. So
awesome. No, I'd be happy to.
Carnival has a very similar ship called the Command, and I saw the 2 leaders talking to each other, and the guy was explaining, "Oh yeah, your wish is my command." I'll see myself out.
Yeah, you sure will.
I thought he was going to say about the roller coaster at sea or something interesting, but then it just turned into a joke.
As soon as he said command, I knew where he was going, and if I know where you're going, it's bad. I'm not.
I tipped it a little early, but I'm working on the fly. Becca, whenever I start saying, by the way, did you hear or anything like that, she's like, is this a joke? And then every once in a while it's not. And I'm like, no, I'm being serious. I'm actually telling you information, not just something of a fun.
All right, one more pocket pick for you guys. This is from Disney World, and it's kind of funny that this is the beginning of the Disney Parks one that they pilfered, and then they did a stitch to it for Disney Parks.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy.
There you go. I heard it. You guys deserve each other. All right, and now it is time for the educational portion.
Well, the ship used to have a different name, but they had to change it, like in Washington.
Luke, are you familiar with this day in history?
Yes, I am. And even if I wasn't, I could probably figure it out.
He's smart.
So every morning, that was pocket picks. I usually do this the night before. One of these days, I'm going to do like more than one day at a time, so I can feel like I'm getting ahead of the game. But that was not last night. Forgot to copy it over. On this day in 1973, a movie debuted that is one of Kyle's absolute favorites, which I now just say because it gives him a shake his head. Do you know this one, Kyle?
What's going on down there?
The fans are cheering.
Come on, baby, let's go!
For Walt Disney Productions' hilarious comedy movie, The World's Greatest Athlete.
I'll say one thing, Coach.
I've heard of it.
Want to get your hands off there?
Help! It's Jan Michael
Vincent. I believe this is a classic in the Kaplan household. I have not seen this one. Have you seen this one, Luke?
I have never even heard of it.
Never even heard of it. Well, if you want to see it, go to Disney Plus, search World's Greatest Athlete. You won't find it. It's not there. But thank you, Movie Trailer Fan 1980, for that trailer for The World's Greatest Athlete, another 70s Disney movie classic. Oh, Ant-Man has... Oh, okay. So we're going to go back to Ant-Man Quantumania soon and see how it's doing. But first of all, let us say happy birthday to one of Luke's absolute favorite actresses, Danaya.
It's not Dua Lipa, then.
She's making her screen debut this year.
So this is Danaya Gurira.
It's Danny Guerrero.
Okoye and Black Panther.
Something like that.
You know her when you see her. She's in Black Panther. And it's her birthday today.
Okoye
in Black Panther, absolutely. And this is a cool video of all of her action scenes that was done by Explore. And you can check that out on YouTube if you'd like to. But I thought it was pretty cool. Kurt Russell's in it. Oh, well, now it's worth seeing. On this day in 1997, one of my wife's favorite movies. How about, is that better?
Is it
a cat? This is going too far. Now he's leading the FBI.
Sorry, man. Just coughed up a hairball.
On the adventure of 9 lifetimes.
Sorry.
Walt Disney Pictures.
When you guys see that Darn Cat, the 1997 version?
I have not seen that, nor have I seen the original That Darn Cat.
Luke?
But I have at least heard of both of them.
There you go.
This is
Starring
not
Wednesday Addams.
Christina Ricci, yes. You've seen the original, though, right, Rebecca? So it's pretty much the same thing.
There's
all right.
And Christina Ricci's in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I do like Christina Ricci. So.
That was like my pun earlier. It was a bit of a Ricci.
Yeah.
Hey, in 19...
It's not even Wednesday.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, that was really good, actually. You're too good for this show. On this day in 2003, a film that, honestly, I did not know was in theaters, Jungle Book 2, came out. I would have guessed this was a straight-to-video, but apparently it was not.
I think I kind of knew that. It's not one of those, like, weird, like, things I have in the back of my head. Oh, yeah, this did come out. I remember seeing commercials for it or whatever.
Yeah, because this probably came out. This was like what, 4 or 5 years before you were born? This came out, Luke.
No, I would have been what, 8, 9. This would have been when I still lived in England. It probably came out like 4 months later.
On this day in 2009, sorry,
2009.
In 2009, one of the greatest attractions in the history of Disney's Hollywood Studios, the American Idol Experience, opened with Ryan Seacrest, Paula Abdul, and someone won a dream ticket to go straight to the front of the line. Either one of you guys ever experienced this attraction?
I did a couple of times. Saw some people try to sing Taylor Swift songs. You know, what you do.
They definitely waited a few years too late to create this. And the whole history of it is interesting because they missed the real popularity of the original version of American Idol. And then they got rid of it, and then suddenly it became an ABC property.
Right, yeah, that's the funny thing about it. It's either too late or too early.
Yep. It's both.
There's Ryan Seacrest because, you know, he needed another job.
And finally, 2 more. So finally, it's not the right transition word.
But ultimately, it's your favorite word, Doobie.
Kyle, close your eyes. Name the song, name the show that premiered on this day in 2011.
Okay.
Although I think the lyrics might give it away pretty quickly.
Just off the shores of Neverland, a hideaway at sea. Yo ho!
Taking the Neverland Pirates?
Yes.
A pirate band outwits the plans of Captain Hook and Smee. Yo
Not quite as good as the Miles from Tomorrowland theme, but not bad.
What's that?
Not quite as good as the Miles from Tomorrowland theme, but still pretty good.
You ever see that one, Luke? That was on in your formative years.
That was far past my formative years.
Did you see it on stage with at DCA?
I think so. I think
seems like a thing we would have had to do for some reason.
The one time I saw Disney Junior live on stage was when Jake and the Neverland Pirates was part of it.
Oh ho! Yeah, I've definitely seen it there.
No, that's the Ramones song.
And Gideon was a fan of that for a while, so I've seen my fair share of Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Pretty easy to show to have on. And finally, we have a DCOM for all you DCOM fans out there. Mac, this day in 2020, only 3 years ago.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm about to surprise her with a date night tonight. So I was thinking.
You want to take me on a date tonight? He's easy to read.
Well, we could go to.
That's right, folks. On this day in 2020, Zombies 2 premiered on Disney+. If you missed it, you can go watch it on the Disney Channel today. Kyle, were you in this one too?
I was not. I haven't even seen this one. I have seen the first one, and I like both Milo and Meg and other things. He did an appearance on American Housewife, which she was a regular on, one of the main cast members on, and they sang Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors. So that was better than Zombies, but the first Zombies was okay. I don't know about the second or third one.
I just got a message I had to look at. I saw my son actually became a fan of Zombies, which really shocked me because DCOM's typically on his thing, but yeah, I think he liked the Zombies. I'm pretty sure my wife does too. I got this from Mike Mack just now, and he said, I have to play this. It is the perfect review of Quantum Mania. I have not seen this. I trust Mike Mack not to send me something that I should not be showing everybody. Here we go.
Jonathan?
There you go. According to Mike Mack, that is the perfect review to include in the show.
Ants. Ant-Man.
Maybe not the thing to show, but Paul Rudd was on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night, I think.
Did he show Mac and Me?
No. But that one. A fun little song about teeny weeny beanies.
Cool.
Fun to watch.
But every time Paul Rudd would go on Conan, and he'd be like, set up a clip, and then the clip would actually be of the kid in the wheelchair rolling into from Mac and Me. And once, like when he was promoting Ant-Man, it was actually like a big, like some of the scenes were actually from Ant-Man, and then it just cut to the Mac and Me thing. So I wonder if they continue that on late night. But I guess it's just for
like a Rick rolling, but
yeah,
Mac and Me. And speaking of Quantumania, it is. Oh, that was it for this day in Disney history. Clear the banner. Promised you we'd get back to Quantumania, see how it's doing. There are 71 reviews now on Rotten Tomatoes. You can actually see them now, and it has a 63%.
That's the same place where it was with the one review.
Yeah, so amazing how
that guy nailed it.
Trying to see the consensus here. They usually have the consensus, but it looks like it may not.
I wonder if this means that Peter Canavasi broke embargo. That's why he's the only one on there.
And we just gave it away too.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah. See, this is what I'm afraid of. Offers too much sensational spectacle, melodrama, and high-stakes sci-fi adventure ever to bore its audience. But its echoes of exhausted blockbuster tropes ring hollow. It just seems like Ant-Man was always that respite from the Marvel spectacle, and now it just feels like they're just another part of the spectacle. That's what I fear.
Benji said it's a good entry point that doesn't get bogged down by technobabble. Actually, I might have changed bogged down because he said it twice in a row, so the second one I might have changed, but he basically said that.
So Benji and Kyle said. When you make an edit, do you change the byline?
No, I just deleting a couple of comments. That's my job as editor, is to edit things.
That's what you do. That's why your title here says managing editor. Just a tech guy.
No, wrong way. Still wrong way. There we go.
I like that. Wrong way. Okay, now it's the right way. All right. Just a quick recap on the day in case you missed it. Kyle had the most amazing Disney weather report you will ever see. I feel like we need to extract that, get it on YouTube every morning prior to our show because that's what the people want. Kyle doing weather. We show Bob Iger. Go watch that now right after the show. Bob Iger being interviewed by Bob Myers on leadership. And it seemed we haven't been able to see it yet, but it really seemed to get into some of the really interesting things we want to hear about from Mr. Iger. So Jen Favreau, Walk of Fame, Run Disney is sold out. Saw Pat Mahomes at Main Street, Toontown, CosTOONs. Had Becca on to talk about merchandise. Went over the Disneyland Resort to look at the Grand Floridian and the French Market, Disney Springs, Shanghai Disney, Pocket Picks, This Day in Disney History. It's been a fun show. If you missed any of it, hello, our friend from yesterday. How you doing? We are just wrapping up here, but you can hit rewind, watch the whole thing. Doesn't matter.
Or you can watch the replay on Laughing Place TV, LPTV. That's laughingplace.com/TV.
/TV. That's right. And I want to thank Becca for joining us today. Always a pleasure to have her on Merchandise Queen. Becca, you can watch her later today, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, on Barely Necessities, the Disney Merchandise Show. And then today at 7:30 p.m., you can watch. Sorry, I've got a message from the Big Cheese. What's he have to say? Sure. At 7:30 p.m. tonight, Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, we got Disney Trivia Live with myself and my son. 2 Valentine's Day appropriate quizzes tonight. We've got Modern Love and Tainted Love. Hitting on both Valentine's Day.
Inspired by David Bowie?
Yes. Well, the title is. And the other title is inspired by Modern English. Modern Love and Tainted Love. Or some people might say the Supremes, but
actually, Tainted Love is Soft Cell.
I can't believe I said Modern English.
Modern English is Melt With You.
As soon as I said Modern English, I'm like,
Nikki B is about to hop all over there.
I know I was wrong. Thank you, though, for correcting me there. Soft Cell, which I like a lot more than Modern English. And then tomorrow we've got a big day coming up. We're going to be all over the place. We'll be in Philadelphia covering the Disney 100 exhibition at the Franklin Institute. Southern California covering 2 events, the Super Nintendo World, Universal Studios Hollywood grand opening, and Moon Girl coming to Disney California Adventure. So much to do. Yes, good point. Good point. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Gio.
Now, just a minute.
Soft sell, not modern English. Goodness. It is 10:15 a.m. where I am on the West Coast, 1:15 p.m. where they are in the Eastern time, where Luke is in the Eastern time zone. I believe Kyle's in Central, so it's only 12:30 p.m. Mountain is not represented today. That's the show. Thank you also, Luke, for joining us today. Luke.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you'll probably be seeing more of Luke soon when I'm out of town. I hear Luke is going to be filling this chair, so that'll be fun. Have you been told this, Luke?
No.
All right. Well, it's been great. Got news for you. See you next time.